Hi, I want to introduce you to Quizlet.live. It's a really fun way for our students to get engaged in learning their vocabulary. I love watching my students as they talk out the correct answers with their partners on their team. So the first thing you want to do is head on over to Quizlet.com. Many of us have already used Quizlet as a way for our students to study our vocabulary. The nice thing is I can use any of those study sets that I've already created and play Quizlet Live with them. So I'm just going to choose one of my study sets. You'll notice at the top of the screen it has those same options they always had, but when you're in teacher mode it gives you the option for live. Click on live and then we're going to click create game. Now, this is something that I usually post on my board so my students can see it, so they know to go ahead on to Quizlet.live and enter the code. Notice how it's asking that you at least have 4 members because this is a team game. Now, over in the student view, you want to enter in the code 172480. Join the game and put in the student's name. It says everyone is given the same game, only one has the right match. So each student on their team will have the same question, but only one student in the team will have the correct answer. Now back on the teacher view, I notice I have all my students' names in. I'm ready to create the game. However, I might not like a name that one of my students choose, so I can just click through their name and trash it. Now I'm ready to create the game. Notice it pairs my students up in 2 random groups, and if you have uneven number of students, they just put an uneven number in each group. One thing that's really nice is if for some reason you've gotten a group that you may not want 2 of the students to be together, you can shuffle up the teams. I like to do that when we're playing the game. Well, after we've played round 1, we might shuffle the teams up for round 2. So now we're ready. Let's go ahead and start the game. Still in teacher view, you'll notice that they've got kind of a number line, and the students have to reach the number 8, so they have to get 8 correct answers. Typically, when I play this game with my classroom, it's 12 correct answers, but because I have fewer students, they've given me a smaller goal to reach. So I've got my groups, the hedgehogs and the orcas, and they will continue to move up the number line until one of them reaches 8. When they get a wrong answer, you'll notice they go back to 0. In the middle of the game, you'll see the student view. You'll notice that they have the word around as their vocabulary word, and they're looking for the match. So intra, sub, intro, ishin, none of these are the correct answer. So I know that my teammates must have the correct answer. So I'm going to flip over to his teammate. Now the teammate has circum, post, itis, and D, and circum is the correct answer, so they'll click on it, it'll turn green. Now they've got a check mark here to signify they've got the correct answer. They're looking for after, and my teammate player has the correct answer, it's post. It'll be in green again. They're looking for the word into. Well, let's say they don't have the correct answer. If I knew I didn't have the correct answer, I'd ask my partner to look for it. But let's say I think the answer is itis. I've gotten it wrong. It turns red. I want to show you it gives the correct answer, but let's see what the teacher view looks like. It turns red and drops down to 0. There are a few things I just happen to love about Quizlet Live. Not only does it get my students engaged and want to go home and learn their vocabulary more, it can be used on tablets, computers, phones, whatever you have access to with the internet. The thing that I love about Quizlet Live is that it will congratulate my students at the end, and it will also give me, if I click on continue to stats, it'll give me they'll analyze my answers. So we see that my students mixed up itis and inflammation. They initially confused intro and into, and I can flip through and see, oh, but they really know that circum means around. So here's what I love about Quizlet Live. I hope that you give it a try with your classroom as well.